Hi, I'm Major Eric Palmer. I'm the HAC commander for the 411th Civil Affairs Battalion. I've served in the Army, both active duty and reserves, for a total of 19 years. I actually grew up in Kuwait. I spent 8 years of my youth in Kuwait, and so I was exposed to embassy evacuations, drills, and so I had the opportunity to see the Marines and the U.S. Embassy staff do those type of operations. My father also did 22 years in the Army with Patriot, but most importantly, I was in Kuwait when September 11th happened. I was 19 years old at the time. We left Kuwait, went to Costa Rica for a few months, and then I joined active service, enlisted active service in 2002. My family also has a line of multiple generations of service, so for me it's almost like a family tradition to sign up. But the Army has given me more than I've given it, in my estimation. There's just so many benefits of being part of this organization, being part of that 1% of the population that joins. Going from high school enlisted to becoming an officer. It's not an easy track. Some people go straight officer route, but there are a few of us that have the enlisted side prior to going officer route. And I think it makes you a more rounded officer because you get to see both sides of the fence. My proudest moment is, hey, I did my 3 years active duty, I got my GI Bill, went to college, but I still maintained my status in the reserves while I went through college and went through the ROTC program and then commissioned. I always feel that as an officer you should always be seeking out leadership because most people don't have that opportunity. So one of my proudest moments, to answer your question here, is that transition from enlisted to officer and also being afforded the opportunity to lead. As an HAC commander, there's a lot. As you grow in rank, I feel strongly that rank is not about power or privilege or anything like that. It's, hey, you're putting on that rank saying, hey, I'm going to serve the masses. And if you're not serving the masses, then the mission's not getting accomplished. And so as an HAC commander, I'm looking at, hey, how is the admin working? How is the training going for some of the low density MOSs like COMO? Field services. There's a lot going on as HAC commander. I mean, there's a lot of different moving parts, and we're trying to support the line companies to make sure that they're getting the support on admin or training as well. So as an HAC commander, it's a multi-pronged approach. HAC plays a very valuable role as far as the staff functions because I think there's a misunderstanding of what civil affairs can do at the higher echelons. And so it's our job as the HAC to be able to communicate that up at the higher levels because at the company level, they're mostly at the tactical operational level. And so we're the bridge between that tactical operational and we bridge that to the strategic level. And usually that's in a joint environment. HAC plays a vital role and sometimes it's not always easy, but it is very rewarding in the end. There's many. I think the first thing is the ability to mentor, coach, and guide. I think that this is a great platform to do that, that most soldiers are looking at improving themselves, or they're looking at, hey, how can I better myself with either a career or just personally. It is probably the biggest organization to be part of that's lifelong. The friends and the relationships that you develop, they're lifelong development friends and counterparts. So the positives, it's limitless. It really is. I would say that you're never alone. You're never alone. There's times when I'm reaching out between battle assemblies just to talk about my life with somebody else and vice versa. I have friends on the East Coast, West Coast, I got friends in Germany, I got friends in Thailand, I get friends everywhere that are doing something with the military. So it's always a moving organization. So the first thing I would say, the ability to solve problems. I need to be able to solve problems. I need to be challenged. If that was taken away and all the answers were given to me, I would not be a happy person. There has to be challenges because it leads to that self-development. If I'm not able to solve a problem, I'm not developing myself, I'm not developing the people around me. So being able to solve problems is the first thing that cannot be taken away from me. That would just not be good. I think the second thing would be family. There's a family both outside the reserves and there's a family in the reserves. Both play critical roles, and if that was taken away, a lot of us would be lost. So family would be the second thing. And the third thing is the ability to just let loose sometimes and to relax. You need it because sometimes you don't realize how hard you work. So the ability to just get away and have a vacation and relax. So my favorite season is summer, and mainly because that's when I start pressure washing houses. I love my job, I love my business. I get to play with water essentially every day. Like I solve people's problems with algae and mold on roofs and doing exterior cleaning, concrete cleaning, sometimes parking garages. A lot of these are big projects. I mean, there's sometimes where I'm doing 20, 30,000 square feet of cleaning. I enjoy it because every day I get to do what I want to do, and that is go out, pressure wash houses, talk to people, come home, and I'm not stressed out. It's awesome. I strongly believe in the development of soldiers. I really, really do. The Army is big, and sometimes we get lost, and the Army can't go on without us being there. And at the end of the day, when you retire, the Army's going to go on. And so as I get closer to my retirement, as I get closer to higher rank and stuff like that, I think about that. I think that I think about if I'm not present, how could I be present? And the true testament, I think, of a leader is that when they are not present, they're still present. And that is because of the lessons that we've instilled into the soldiers below us. And as I said before, I'm here to serve them. I will always do what's first for the Army, soldiers second. That's what, as an officer, we have to do that. But in the same light, we should be developing soldiers continuously and consistent. Success to me is based on consistent effort over a longevity of time. It doesn't happen overnight. And sometimes developing a soldier may be years before we get to that point where that soldier is a stellar soldier. Sometimes it could be a few months, sometimes it could be several years. But that is our duty. And so that's also kind of my legacy in a sense, is that, hey, I want to make sure that I leave the Army, that I left the Army with people that can carry on that torch. The other thing too I'd say is that get as much as you can out of the Army Reserves. Take on the tough assignments, take on the tough duties. Raise your hand to be that guy or woman to take on additional duty and responsibility. What I find that is if you do those tough jobs and you take on those additional duties, you yourself develop and you will get internally rewarded because you'll see certain things and how you approach things, how you approach subjects, topics, or even situations totally different. And that's because as a soldier, you have taken on those things that most people refuse. I think it's very rewarding. And lastly, enjoy the journey, because a lot of us sometimes get in a rush to get to a certain point. And at the end of the day, when you look back, you can say, man, I did 19, 20 years. How was it? Understand that and enjoy the journey, because it is by far, you cannot replace this journey with any other thing on this planet. This is a unique journey that most people don't get afforded that opportunity to do. And we are part of a unique organization. So I'll leave it at, enjoy the journey.